The 1979 remake of The Plank is a comedy classic, remembered for its brilliant slapstick humor and a stellar ensemble cast that brought its visual gags to life. But have you ever wondered what happened to these talented actors after the film? Many were comedy legends in their own right, while others became familiar faces on stage and screen. From career highlights and personal achievements to their eventual fates, their stories are as fascinating as the film itself. Join us as we take a closer look at the lives of the cast members, discovering how their journeys unfolded after bringing this beloved gem of British comedy to life. Arthur Lowe was a well-known English actor, most famous for his role in the 1979 British comedy film The Plank, where he played the smaller workman. Born on September 22, 1915, in Hayfield, Derbyshire, England, Lowe had a successful career in both television and film. His acting journey began in the late 1940s after studying at the Manchester School of Drama, performing in various stage productions before finding fame in television. Lowe's big break came with his iconic role as Captain Mainwaring in the British sitcom Dad's Army, 1968 to 1977, where he portrayed a bumbling yet endearing leader of a WW2 Home Guard unit. His performance on the show earned him widespread recognition and cemented his place in British comedy. Dad's Army remains one of his most beloved roles, and his comedic timing and subtle delivery were key to the show's success. In The Plank, Lowe's character, the smaller workman, fit perfectly within the film's slapstick humor. The film, directed by and starring Eric Sykes, showcased Lowe's ability to blend physical comedy with his more nuanced approach to humor. At the time of filming in 1979, Lowe was 64 years old, but he brought youthful energy to the role, contributing to the film's timeless charm. Lowe was married to actress and singer Joan Cooper in 1958, and together they had 2 children, though they kept their family life private. Their marriage was reportedly happy, lasting nearly 30 years until his death. Lowe was known for his discretion about his personal life and largely stayed out of the media spotlight, focusing on his career. Throughout his career, Lowe experienced both successes and challenges. While Dad's Army made him a household name, his career had moments of uncertainty. Yet, his consistent talent ensured he continued to find work in both television and film, appearing in other notable projects like The Private Life of Henry VIII, 1970, and The Last of the Summer Wine, 1985. He was respected for his range as an actor, effortlessly transitioning between comedy and drama, and was admired for his understated style of humor. Despite his early success, Lowe faced health struggles in the early 1980s. He passed away on April 15, 1982, at the age of 66, after a battle with cancer. His death was a great loss to British television, and he was mourned by both fans and colleagues. However, Lowe's legacy lives on through his work, especially through his portrayal of Captain Mainwaring, which remains a landmark role in British comedy. Though Lowe's life was cut short, his impact on the entertainment world is still felt. His performances continue to be celebrated, and his role in The Plank stands as a testament to his exceptional comedic talent. His career and character, marked by professionalism and charm, have made him a beloved figure in the history of British television and comedy. Eric Sykes was an English actor, writer, and director, born on May 4, 1923, in Oldham, Lancashire, England. Known for his work in comedy, he built a career that spanned radio, television, and film. Sykes was best known for his unique comedic style, which often relied on physical humor and wordless performances. One of his notable roles was as Larger Workman in the 1979 film The Plank, where his impeccable timing and slapstick comedy shone through. Sykes began his career in the 1940s as a radio writer and performer. His work on radio shows laid the foundation for his future success in television and film. He transitioned to television in the 1950s and became widely recognized for his writing and acting in comedy, with a particular emphasis on physical humor. Sykes is often remembered for his role in the sitcom Sykes, 1960 to 1965, a show he co-wrote and starred in, which became a staple of British comedy. In The Plank, Sykes, at the age of 56, played the character Larger Workman. The film is a classic example of slapstick comedy, revolving around two workers, Sykes and Tommy Cooper, trying to transport a large plank of wood through a series of chaotic events. The film showcases Sykes's ability to create comedy without the need for dialogue, relying instead on physical comedy, a hallmark of his career. Sykes's personal life was centered around his family. He married Edith Fairley, an actress and writer, in the early 1950s, and they had 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. While Sykes kept much of his private life out of the public eye, it was clear that he valued his family deeply and found happiness in his role as a husband and father. Career-wise, Sykes reached several peaks, particularly in the 1960s with Sykes and his involvement in other shows like Hancock's Half Hour, which he helped write. He also appeared in films such as Those Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines, 1965, and The Lady Killers, 1955, which showcased his versatility as both a comedic and dramatic actor. Despite occasional setbacks, Sykes remained a respected figure in the entertainment industry for his unique comedic style and writing talents. Sykes passed away on July 4, 2012, at the age of 89. He left behind a legacy of work that continues to be celebrated. His contributions to British comedy, particularly his ability to generate humor without relying on words, have had a lasting impact. Sykes's family and fans mourned his loss, but his influence remains strong in the comedy world, particularly in his iconic roles like The Plank. In summary, Eric Sykes was a pioneering figure in British comedy, known for his unique blend of physical humor and writing. His role in The Plank remains one of his most memorable performances. Sykes balanced his successful career with a fulfilling personal life, leaving behind a lasting legacy in the entertainment industry. Frankie Howerd, born Francis Alec. Howard, on March 6, 1917, in York, England, was 62 years old when he played the photographer in The Plank, 1979. Known for his distinctively droll humor and iconic delivery, Howard was a towering figure in British comedy, beloved for his work on stage, screen, and radio. His cameo in The Plank showcased his talent for physical comedy and wry expression, adding a memorable touch to this classic silent comedy. Howard grew up in a modest household and showed an early knack for performance, often entertaining family and friends with impersonations and jokes. After leaving school, he worked various jobs before enlisting in the British Army during World War II. While serving, he began performing in Army entertainment units, discovering his natural gift for comedy and honing his unique style of hesitant, innuendo-laden delivery. After the war, Howard pursued a career in entertainment, starting in radio with Variety Bandbox in the late 1940s. His star quickly rose, and by the 1950s, he was a household name, performing in popular variety shows and theatrical revues. Despite a brief dip in his career during the late 1950s, Howard reinvented himself for television, becoming a fixture in British households with shows like Up Pompeii and Frankie Howerd at Large. Howard's career spanned decades, during which he worked with some of Britain's greatest talents, including Peter Sellers and Kenneth Williams. His comedic style, characterized by double entendres, fourth-wall-breaking asides, and mock indignation made him a pioneer in the world of comedy. His appearance in The Plank was a testament to his enduring popularity and ability to elevate any project he participated in. Despite his professional success, Howard's personal life was marked by challenges. As a gay man, in an era when homosexuality was illegal in Britain, he kept his sexuality a closely guarded secret. His long-term partner, Dennis Hamer, was not publicly acknowledged during much of Howard's life. The couple remained together for more than 3 decades, with Hamer serving as both his partner and manager, providing essential support throughout Howard's career. Howard struggled with bouts of depression and self-doubt, which occasionally impacted his work. Additionally, his reliance on prescription drugs to manage his anxiety became a source of personal turmoil. Nevertheless, he continued to perform and adapt to changing tastes in comedy, endearing himself to new generations of fans. Frankie Howard passed away on April 19, 1992, at the age of 75, following a heart attack. His death marked the end of an extraordinary career, but his legacy lives on through his timeless performances in films like The Plank and his many television appearances. Today, Howard is remembered as a comedic icon who brought laughter to millions while navigating the complexities of life behind the scenes. Lionel Blair, born on December 12, 1928, in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, passed away on November 4, 2024, at the age of 93. His career spanned over 6 decades, encompassing acting, dancing, and television presenting. Blair gained popularity in British television during the 1970s and 1980s, particularly for his work as a dancer and TV personality. Blair played the paint-covered house owner in the 1979 film The Plank, a comedy directed by Eric Sykes. At the time, he was 51 years old. Although his role in the film was brief, his comedic timing made him memorable. The Plank was a slapstick film with minimal dialogue, showcasing Blair's ability to entertain with his physical comedy. Lionel Blair's career began in the West End, where he trained as a dancer and performed in musical theatre. He became well known for his appearances on the variety show Sunday Night at the London Palladium, and later joined the cast of Blitz, a TV variety show in the 1960s. His success as a dancer and performer in live shows led to his rise in British television. In the 1970s, Blair's name became synonymous with British television comedy, especially after joining Give Us a Clue, a sketch show. His comedic roles and vibrant performances made him a household name. Blair's television career peaked in the 1980s with The Lionel Blair Show, but in the following years, his career slowed down, and he stepped back from the limelight. Though his career had ups and downs, Lionel Blair was a key figure in British entertainment, working alongside famous TV personalities like Bruce Forsyth. His ability to perform both on-screen and behind the scenes as a producer and choreographer earned him respect in the industry. Blair was married to his wife, Susan Blair, with whom he had 2 children. The couple enjoyed a stable marriage and kept their family life private. Lionel was known for his strong family values, and his personal life remained a foundation of support throughout his career. In his later years, Blair made occasional public appearances but had largely retired from acting. He appeared in retrospectives about British television, where he reflected on his legacy in the entertainment industry. Though he had stepped away from active work, his influence on British comedy and television remained. At the time of his death, Lionel Blair was celebrated as a versatile entertainer who had shaped the British entertainment landscape. His contributions to dance, television, and comedy continued to be appreciated by fans and colleagues. Even after his passing, his roles, including his memorable turn in The Plank, remain a cherished part of British television history. Bernard Cribbins was a well-respected English actor, known for his extensive work in television, film, and children's programming. Born on December 29, 1928, in Oldham, Lancashire, Cribbins' career spanned several decades, making him a beloved figure in British entertainment. One of his notable roles was in the 1979 British comedy The Plank, where he played the house painter. Cribbins was 50 years old at the time of filming, and his comedic timing and ability to handle slapstick humor contributed greatly to the film's success. The Plank, directed by Eric Sykes, featured Cribbins alongside other well-known actors, and his portrayal of the house painter added charm and wit to the light-hearted story. Cribbins' career took off in the 1960s, and he soon became a household name, particularly in children's television. He was well known for his role as Tomsk in the beloved series The Wombles, where he provided voice work for one of the main characters. He also became a regular on Jackanory, a show in which he read stories to children, further establishing his connection with young audiences. Cribbins' ability to seamlessly move between genres was evident in his film work as well, including roles in The Railway Children, 1970, and Alfred Hitchcock's Frenzy, 1972. These performances highlighted his versatility, moving between drama and family-friendly content with ease. In his personal life, Cribbins was married to Gillian Cribbins in 1955, and they had one daughter named Sarah. The couple remained married until Gillian's passing in 2021, a loss that deeply affected Cribbins. Their marriage was often described as loving and supportive, and their family life was kept private, with Cribbins focusing on his career and maintaining a low profile outside of his work. Throughout his career, Cribbins faced both successes and challenges. His fame peaked in the 1960s and 1970s, but he continued to enjoy a long-lasting popularity due to his work in children's television and occasional film and television roles. In the later years of his career, Cribbins gained a new generation of fans through his role as Wilfred Mott in Doctor Who, where he played the grandfather of companion Donna Noble. His appearances on Doctor Who in the 2000s introduced him to younger audiences and cemented his legacy as a versatile actor. Tragically, Bernard Cribbins passed away on December 29, 1928, at the age of 93. His enduring popularity, particularly in family and children's programming, ensures that his legacy remains strong. His career, which began in the 1950s, has touched multiple generations, and his role in The Plank remains a testament to his talent in comedy. Cribbins' career and contributions to British television have left an unforgettable mark on the industry, and his warmth, charm, and comedic skill continue to be celebrated. Harry H. Corbett, born on November 28, 1925 in Rangoon, Burma, was a renowned English actor best known for his role as Harold Steptoe in the iconic British sitcom Steptoe and Son. His career, spanning across television, film, and theatre, made him a beloved figure in British comedy. Corbett's most famous role was in Steptoe and Son, which aired from 1962 to 1974. The sitcom, focusing on the relationship between the crude, elderly Albert Steptoe, played by Wilfrid Bramble, and his long-suffering son Harold, became one of the most successful British series of its time. Corbett's portrayal of Harold earned him critical acclaim and made him a household name. In 1979, Corbett appeared in the slapstick comedy film The Plank, playing the amorous van driver. The film, co-starring Eric Sykes, is a classic example of British slapstick, with the two actors attempting to transport a large plank of wood through a series of increasingly absurd situations. Corbett was 53 years old at the time of filming, and his role showcased his skill for physical comedy and timing, which was a hallmark of his career. Outside of his professional life, Corbett was married to actress Maureen Blanchard, and together they had a son, Mark Corbett, who later entered the entertainment industry. While much of his personal life remained private, Corbett's family was an important part of his life, and his marriage was known to be a stable one. While Corbett enjoyed significant success with Steptoe and Son, his career after the show's end faced some challenges. After the sitcom concluded in 1974, Corbett struggled to find roles that matched the popularity of Harold Steptoe. However, he continued to appear in films, such as Carry On Screaming, 1966, and other television projects. Despite the ups and downs of his later career, Corbett remained a respected figure in British comedy. Tragically, Harry H. Corbett passed away on March 21, 1982, at the age of 56, following a heart attack. His death left a gap in the British comedy world, and his fans mourned the loss of a beloved actor. Despite his early death, Corbett's work continues to be celebrated, particularly his role in Steptoe and Son, which remains a key part of British television history. In summary, Harry H. Corbett was a talented actor whose career reached its peak with Steptoe and Son, and was further marked by his memorable role in The Plank. Though his post-Steptoe career was less high-profile, Corbett's contributions to British comedy continue to be appreciated. His untimely death at 56 cut short a promising career, but his legacy endures through his iconic performances. Robert Dorning, born on May 13, 1913, in London, England, was a respected British actor known for his roles in television and film, particularly in the 1960s and 1970s. He passed away on January 20, 2089, at the age of 75, leaving behind a legacy in British comedy. Dorning is perhaps best remembered for his role as the forklift truck driver in the 1979 comedy The Plank, directed by Eric Sykes. At the time of filming, Dorning was 65 years old. The film, which relied on slapstick humor and minimal dialogue, gave Dorning a small but memorable part, showcasing his ability to entertain through physical comedy and understated humor. Despite his limited screen time, Dorning's comedic timing made his role stand out in this classic British farce. Dorning's career began in the early 1950s, starting with theatre before transitioning into television. He found steady work in British TV comedies, appearing in several popular sitcoms such as The Good Life and Some Mothers Do Avum. Though he was never a major star, Dorning became a familiar face in British households, known for his versatile acting. His roles often involved playing down-to-earth, relatable characters, from office workers to friendly neighbors, all of which he portrayed with charm and wit. Though his career had periods of success, Dorning's fame remained more modest compared to some of his contemporaries. His work was appreciated for its consistency rather than its headline-making impact. He was highly respected within the industry, and his talent as a supporting actor made him a valuable presence in many productions. The 1980s brought changes to television comedy, and while Dorning's style of humor began to fade from the limelight, he continued to work in supporting roles and guest appearances. In his personal life, Dorning was married to his wife, with whom he had 2 children. The details of his family life were kept largely private, as Dorning preferred to keep his personal affairs away from the public eye. However, it was clear from his few public statements that his family was important to him, and he enjoyed a stable and happy marriage. In his later years, Dorning retired from acting and lived a quieter life with his family. His occasional appearances in documentaries and retrospectives about British comedy showcased his contributions to the industry, but he largely remained out of the public spotlight. Dorning's death in 2016 was mourned by those who appreciated his work in British sitcoms and films. Though Robert Dorning was never a household name, his steady presence in British television left a lasting impact. His roles, particularly in The Plank, highlighted his skill in bringing humor to every role, no matter how small. Diana Dors, a British actress and sex symbol, is best known for her captivating performances in films during the 1950s and 1960s. She appeared in the 1979 British comedy The Plank, where she portrayed the character of Woman with Rose. At the time of filming, Dors was 47 years old, having already established a substantial career in both film and television. Born on October 23, 1931, in Swindon, England, she quickly became one of the most famous actresses in the UK. She changed her name to Diana Dors when she entered the world of acting, and her natural beauty and acting talent made her a prominent figure in British cinema. Her rise to fame began in the 1950s, during which she became known for her glamorous persona and performances in films such as The Last Page, 1952, and Yield to the Night, 1956. She gained international recognition for her roles in drama and comedy, solidifying her status as an icon of British cinema. By the time she starred in The Plank, Diana Dors was already well established in her career, having been part of the British entertainment industry for over 2 decades. In The Plank, she played a relatively small role, but her appearance in the film is memorable due to her undeniable presence on screen. Her character was a quirky, comedic figure, contributing to the light-hearted tone of the film, which was written and directed by Eric Sykes. Despite her role being brief, Dors added a touch of glamour and humor to the film. In her personal life, Diana Dors had a series of high-profile relationships. She married her first husband, Dennis Hamilton, in 1951 when she was just 19 years old. However, their marriage ended in divorce in 1959. Dors's second marriage was to actor and businessman Alan Lake, whom she wed in 1968. They had 2 children together, a son named Jason and a daughter named Cheryl. Despite the public attention surrounding her love life, Diana's marriage to Alan Lake was marred by difficulties, including financial troubles and Lake's struggles with mental health. Tragically, Lake died in 1984, leaving Dors devastated. Throughout her life, Dors faced many challenges, both professionally and personally. While her career reached its peak during the 1950s and 1960s, the 1970s marked a period of decline. Her once glamorous image began to fade, and she took on roles in smaller films and television shows. However, Dors continued to work in the entertainment industry, making appearances in sitcoms and dramas, which kept her in the public eye, albeit in a different light. Diana Dors also faced personal tragedies during her later years. Her son, Jason, struggled with his own issues, and Dors herself faced health problems. She was diagnosed with cancer in 1984 and tragically passed away on May 4, 1984, at the age of 52, only a few months after the death of her husband, Alan Lake. The cast of The Plank may have moved on from the film, but their contributions to comedy still resonate today. From new roles to quieter paths, each actor's journey adds to the charm of the film's legacy. If you enjoyed learning about where they are now, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Who's your favorite cast member, and what other classic films would you like us to explore?